Hello one and all out there, YouTube land and all subsequent social media lands. Welcome to an all new video. This video we're going to be doing a movie review of the new film called Barbie. And we're going to get right into that and talk all about that. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, all that good stuff. So definitely check that out too. They're pretty fun. Alright, and as I always say, let's get right into this! So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of the new film called Barbie that just hit theaters a couple weeks ago and is basically a kind of a loose tailing of the whole Mattel Barbie characters kind of origin story a little bit, where she kind of got her name and kind of, you know, that type of deal and stuff like that, and that, you know, Barbie has a, you know, a whole world of her own and stuff like that. So now, this film happens to be none other directed by a, you know, director who, I've seen a few of her other things, and I think she's done a great job, and I have enjoyed what she's done. I think she's a decent actress. I think she does some pretty good stuff. And I definitely think that, you know, you could definitely feel her touch on this film. And then, of course, is the director known as Greta Gerwig. Oh, yeah, Greta Gerwig. Woo, Greta Gerwig, yeah. So Greta Gerwig you might recognize from a few films over the years that she's starred in. A few of the films she's directed over the years, stuff like that. She was in that Greenberg film and so forth and stuff like that. And is becoming a pretty popular director in her own right, and is considered a pretty big, you know, deal. But my observations for what she did with this film, I didn't care too much for what she did with this. Now, I know a lot of people out there are going to be like, well, you know, Barbie really isn't for men, it's for women, and stuff like that. But at the same time, when you're making a film, no matter what its exact theme is, doesn't matter if it is Barbie, if it's action figures, if it's a drama, horror, or whatever. You want all parties to be entertained. And I just feel like she didn't do that with this film. I felt she was trying to give a PSA on certain things that, you know, could have been done in like a documentary of some sort. But overall, I didn't think she did a horrible job with the film, but she did an okay job with the film. Gave us some good humor at certain points, there were some good funny moments, but overall, the underlying theme that she was trying to get across, I just didn't care too much for what she did with that in her directing style, and I thought that was kind of, you know, not the greatest way of making a film to be entertaining to all types of people. If you're talking about, you know, basically wanting to have equality among everyone, this is not the way to go. And that's how I felt about her directing with this film. Now, an actual film I really enjoyed that she directed, I think she did a phenomenal job with, and I think that she just did a great job of remaking this film too, from its, you know, other versions that they've done over the years, and I just really enjoyed what she did with it. And then, of course, is the 2019 film called Little Women. Yeah, Little Women. This is a fantastic remake. Great cast: Timothée Chalamet, Florence Pugh, Sarah Rosen. I mean, this movie had a great all-star cast, and I loved what Greta did with this film. I loved what, you know, she brought to it. I love the touch she brought to it, and I love that she kept it very similar to the, you know, the book itself that it's based off of. And I just enjoyed all the selections that she chose for the actors and actresses. I felt they all worked really well together, and just was a superb film that looked beautiful too. I mean, the scenery, the artwork on the costumes and all that stuff looked so amazing. And I just thought overall she did a really good job of bringing to life this remake of a film. If you have not seen anything else Greta Gerwig has directed, definitely check out Little Women. This is probably her best feature films that she's ever directed. But like I said, overall, I thought she did an okay job with Barbie, but not my favorite of hers, not the best of anything, and definitely not, I feel, the way to direct this film. Otherwise, an okay directed job. You know, if you haven't seen anything Greta Gerwig has directed, give it a chance. Go out and check out Barbie in theaters now. Might be up your alley. So Barbie has a really huge cast. I mean, we had Simu Liu in it. We had several bit actors, comedians, and stuff like that pop up in this film as versions of Kens. A lot of different versions of Barbies as well throughout this film. And this movie just had a really great cast. Now, to start off, this cast is none other than the original OG Barbie herself, Miss Margot Robbie. Oh yeah, Margot Robbie, woo, Margot Robbie, yeah. You know, Margot Robbie, I definitely feel is a great talent. I absolutely love her acting. I think she's fantastic. I think her impersonation of Harley Quinn is on point, the greatest live-action adaptation of Harley Quinn ever. And I think that takes a really good talent to bring that to life. And I think that Margot has a talent. And for movies like Amsterdam and Babylon, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, she is just showing that she has amazing acting chops and just is such a wonderful talent that isn't just, you know, an attractive woman, but she actually can act her ass off too, and just really good. Now, when it comes to her Barbie portrayal, I thought it was okay. I don't think it was her greatest acting, nowhere up the lines of like any of those other films I mentioned. But I thought she did an okay job, and I enjoyed some of the stuff she brought to it. And I thought that, you know, she played it as best as she could to, you know, what, you know, she had for the source material. And I thought it was interesting, you know, bringing this character to, you know, live action life. You know, Margot did a good job of kind of giving her certain quirks and certain things like that, that a person that's just learning how to be a human kind of would do. And I think that she did a good job in that respect. But overall, the whole Barbie presence and that how this Barbie was supposed to be, I didn't think it was the greatest portrayal. I think they could have done a lot better with it. I think they could have put a lot more comedy into it. And I would have loved to see her deal with certain things that would have been super hilarious. That would have made it so much funner. But overall, a okay performance by Margot Robbie. Now, another great film that she was in that you should definitely check out if you haven't seen is one of her portrayals, of course, of Harley Quinn. And that, of course, is the film called Birds of Prey. Oh, yeah. Birds of Prey. Yeah, this is a fantastic freaking film. She knocked it apart with this film. I think it's a very underrated film. I loved all the characters in this film, you know, from Siren to, you know, all the different characters that they had in the film that were like supposed to be like a team up of the Birds of Prey. And just overall, the whole film was just so fun, and I love what Margot did with Harley Quinn in this film. I love how she expanded the character. I love what she brought to the character. I love how she showed that Harley Quinn does have a honest and a nice side, and that she actually really is just a human that is, you know, mentally screwed up. And I like that she brought that to this film and gives a really good additional, you know, story background to the already awesome Harley Quinn character, and I thought she just did an amazing job. If you haven't seen Margot in anything, definitely check her out on Birds of Prey. She was really superb. But like I said, okay performance by her in Barbie, and definitely not her greatest, but overall, not too shabby. Definitely, if you haven't seen a Margot Robbie film, definitely give it a chance. Go check it out, Barbie in theaters. You might enjoy it. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this Barbie film. And that is none other than Ken OG himself, Mr. Ryan Gosling. Oh yeah, Ryan Gosling. Woo, Ryan Gosling. Yeah. Oh my God. Ryan Gosling. From Murder by Numbers to Lars and the Real Girl to Fracture to pretty much anything he's done. He is freaking amazing. Absolutely love Ryan Gosling. I think he's a fantastic actor. I think he knows what he's doing, and I love everything he brings to that. And he was probably one of my favorite things of the Barbie film. His version of Ken was super funny. I really enjoyed what he did with the character. I like that, you know, he took those opportunities when there's certain, you know, dialogue and script writing that were, I would consider not so funny. He made them super funny. and I really enjoyed what he did with that character. And I loved like how he went off the rails and all this kind of stuff, and just it was a really fun performance. I really enjoyed Ryan Gosling. He was really superb in it. Now, another great film he was in that is, I think, one of my all-time favorites of his is a great film that came out a couple years ago starring Russell Crowe called The Nice Guys. Yeah, The Nice Guys. Oh my God, if you have not seen The Nice Guys, you have to check it out. This movie is by far one of Ryan Gosling's best films. His comedic timing in this film was absolute perfection, and he was so awesome in this film. There's a scene where he's in the bathroom and Russell Crowe comes in and opens the door on him, and he is sitting in the toilet taking a deuce, and at the same time he's reading a paper, and then he pulls out his gun and is trying to keep the door open while he's like having the gun on Russell Crowe, and it is one of the most freaking hilarious freaking scenes ever. If you have not seen it, highly recommend checking it out. But Ryan was so good in it. Like I said, his comedic time was perfect. His acting in it was really on par with everyone, and he worked so well with everyone. And just the whole concept of his character was so well evolved and created and put into the film. It just was so well done. If you haven't seen Ryan Gosling anything, definitely check him out in The Nice Guys. He was really superb. And overall, if you want to see Barbie for something good, definitely check it out for Ryan Gosling's performance as Ken. So that brings me to the final actor I'd like to talk about that was in this film, and that is none other than the CEO of Mattel in the film, Mr. Will Ferrell. Oh yeah, Will Ferrell. Oh my God, Will Ferrell is so freaking funny. His character in this film, I loved it and I hated it at the same time, because there's a lot of lines I just did not like that he said, and I just thought they could have been so much funnier. And the writing just was not there, I felt, and could have made so many more funnier jokes about certain things. And with Will Ferrell's talent, you want to give him the lines to deliver that are just going to be super freaking awesome. And I feel they just did not provide that for him, even though he was still super funny and super hilarious in the film. And, Will Ferrell, from his stints on SNL to majority of the movies he's made over the years, they're all freaking amazing, funny, and, his comedic timing and his comedic presence is always so much fun. And his presence in the Barbie movie is very similar to that. Not as funny as it could have been, but definitely not too shabby. Now, another great film he was in that I absolutely loved him and I think is one of his best is a great 2008 film called Step Brothers. Yeah, Step Brothers. Oh my God, this movie is freaking hilarious. Catalina wine mixer, the nachos, the blue Powerade that he drinks in it. His whole persona was absolutely freaking on point in this film. And him and John C. Reilly's chemistry are perfection together. And he really showed that in this film and just showed how freaking talented and super funny he is. And it's just one of his best, I think, to date. I mean, he's just made so many great films, but this is one of my favorites just because of how well he worked with John C. Reilly in this film and just made a really fantastic duo and coupling and just a really fantastically done performance. If you have not seen Step Brothers, highly recommend check it out. It's worth a watch. Really fantastic film. But like I said, with his performance in Barbie, I thought it was okay. It was decent. It was, there were some funny moments to it, but really, they really didn't provide him with the greatness he could have brought to that role. If you haven't seen Will Ferrell or anything recently, go check him out in the Barbie movie. See what you think. See if you think he was as funny as he could be. So what is the Barbie movie about? Basically, the Barbie movie's premise is, the Barbies basically control Barbie world and the humans control the human world. And basically, things start to go amok in Barbie's world, and she has to go to the real world to fix it. And basically, it's about Barbie trying to bring Barbie world back to where it was when all the Barbies were in charge. And like I said, okay movie, not horrible, not the greatest, but overall a okay movie. I would have to give this one 4 golden movie boxes up out of 10. It wasn't my favorite movie of the year. It definitely wasn't anything great. Like I said, there was a few great one-liners throughout the film. There were some great performances by, several of the different actors and stuff like that, especially Ryan Gosling. And I definitely think there was moments that were kind of entertaining and interesting. But overall, the whole message of the film just did not sit well with me, and I just felt like it could have been played better and could have been a more entertaining film. Overall, an okay film. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out in theaters now. See what you think. See if you enjoy it, and hopefully you enjoy it. Not like me. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older new videos you might not see mine yet. As always, people, catch you in the next one.